is up, all my kaiju friends and fans? This is Phil, the Kaiju King from Greater Cincinnati, in my collection room in my basement. And today I will be talking about Kong Skull Island and some of the stuff in my collection that represents this movie. I love this movie. It was the second movie in the legendary MonsterVerse, and I loved it better than Godzilla 14, to be honest. It was just a campy, kind of campy and fun because it was set from the 70s. The music in the movie was really good, and it's a really fun movie. I've been a Kong fan forever. Actually, my favorite movie is the original Kong, 1933. So my love for Kong, if anybody's seen my collection, you know that it's very good and very strong, and he's my what drew me to monsters and kaiju in the first place, the original movie. It's an amazing movie. It holds up to this day, in my opinion. I like how they did this movie, and they're setting up the whole thing with Godzilla and Kong, and that this was set in 1973, and he's still he's young, he's still growing, so that's how they explain the size of Kong to face Godzilla, because in reality Kong's 100 feet tall in the 2017 film, and if he doesn't grow any, it's just not going to be a fight at all. So it makes all the sense in the world to me. So these two pieces in front of you here are made by Mark Singing. The first two I ever asked for him for. This Kong's about, I don't know, 14, 15 inches tall maybe. So he's bigger than a 30 centimeter. But he's got a dynamic pose which is what I wanted. I will bring up the Star Ace Kong to show scale, but yeah, they're both bigger than 30 centimeter for sure. This is Ramarak, the final Skullcrawler, the leader of the Skullcrawlers that you see at the end of the movie. Ramarak's the big one, like John C. Reilly calls him in the film. Well, he said, oh, that's the big one, that's Ramarak, at the very end of the film. But these were the first two special projects of several that I got from Mark Singing on in relation to the Kong Skull Island movie, and I do have one or two more actually on commission as well. So I'm not done with this film, but I love the movie. It's kind of campy, it's a little goofy, but it's a good, fun action movie and a kaiju movie. I do love the design of the Skullcrawler. In some respects, I wish they would have had the classic dinosaurs, but in others, seeing that Kong was so big, this actually made sense because no dinosaur was 100 feet tall. Like the T-Rex was only 25 feet tall in reality, so it wouldn't have been much of a fight if there was an actual T-Rex in the movie, unless it was mutated too. So. But this here original design is really cool. I think it's better than the Muto in 2014, in my opinion. This is a vicious creature. It was actually scary in the movie because it was eating humans without prejudice. So it definitely was a scary creature, and I like the design of it. It's really cool. It's neat, and it was the threat to Kong. I mean, the Skullcrawlers did kill his parents. If you've seen anything from the comic that came out after the movie, it talks about the origins and stuff, and these things killed his parents, so he was the last of his kind, they say, but he is a child. He's still basically a child growing, so that's how he becomes big enough to contest with Godzilla next year, so, and I can't wait for that. So, but the movie's really fun. I like the creatures they had in it. They were basically developed from real animals, which some of the Toho monsters are too, in my opinion, so kind of makes sense. except for the crawler is a combination of a snake and a very wild looking lizard. But like the buffalo, the giant buffalo and the giant spider. It was really cool how they had some really neat designs on creatures in that movie. So it's a fun time. And in the end, Kong won out over Ramarak, but Ramarak did give him a hell of a battle there. So you got to give it to Ramarak for that. But these were the first two in a line of stuff I've had custom made. And like I said, these are bigger than 30 centimeter scale. Kong's probably 14 inches tall, roughly 14 to 15. I will bring forward the Star Ace Kong. This is the X Plus Star Ace Standard. I have the Deluxe as well. But I will show you the scaling that I was talking about, where that, see, this Kong here is probably 2 inches taller than the Star Ace Kong. So that's what I was saying, that the scaling is definitely bigger than 30 centimeter on these two figures. And I will face them against the Star Ace Kong individually so you can see. Basically, Ramarak in the movie came up to Kong's right here on Kong probably, I think, in the film. And as you can see, and that was with his mouth open, you know. So this Ramarak definitely is a little overscaled for the X Plus Kong. Now, we'll bring back my Customs Kong 2017. See, as you can see, he's got about 2 inches on the Star Ace Kong. So definitely bigger than 30 centimeter scale, hybrid scale, I guess. But that's what I wanted when I ordered it. I told Mark I wanted a little bit bigger size on these two, so that's what I got. So now my bigger set of these two is really good. I'll bring those shortly. Now I will bring forward a combo sculpt he made for me. This is one of the depicting battles at the end of the movie, when Kong was battling the Skullcrawler, Ramarak. And it's got some little bit of liberties here, like on the back of his shoulder here. I wanted a Ramarak scratching Kong, and then Mark put in some scratches on his shoulder where he was scratching him. Pretty nice. It's got a nice base to it. Put them on a nice base. At the end, I will bring the cameras closer to show this stuff better. But yeah, I got him. He's got him scratching him up here and drawing blood from Kong on his back of his arm and his shoulder. And then I have one in Kong with a hold of either jaw in full battle mode. And it's a pretty nice sculpture, nicely done, good details on them. I think the coloring on the Ramarak is pretty close to the movie in my opinion. It's really well done. I'll bring back the Star Ace Kong for a little bit of a size thing there. As you can see, they're about the same height. This Kong and this Kong's on the base, so pretty close to 30 centimeter, which is what I wanted the sculpt to be. You can see the Ramarak's tail is all wrapped around Kong's leg there and around his waist in the heated battle. But yeah, it's a pretty cool design and everything. Nicely done. lot of care and love went into these, and that's what I wanted. And Mark delivers that rather well. All right. Now for the big guy. This is the biggest figure in my collection. Kong 2017, Skull Island Kong. This thing is portraying when you first see Kong in the movie, when the military confronts him and they're surrounding him with the helicopters, and when he spins around and he roars right when Samuel L. Jackson says fire at will, when he spins around and roars and throws his arms out, this is the pose that I wanted. That's what this is. This thing is 2 feet tall. It's really big. It's a really nice figure. It's got some really cool, special ordered custom eyes in it. But he's a really, really big figure. I will put the Star Ace Kong here for size comparison's sake. He pretty much dwarfs everything in my collection right now. It was a special project, and it was a good project. Actually, when I got him the first time, he had broken a clean break on his left arm here from the shipment. Wasn't nothing neither me or Mark could do. It was just what happened. I sent it back to Mark. A week later, I got it. I can't even tell it ever broke. So, awesome job by Mark on fixing him. He's got the scars on his chest, of course. Full roar, like in that scene when he spins around to fight the army and the helicopters. So it's a really awesome, awe-inspiring sculpt. Mark did a really good job with the sculpting of the hair, in my opinion, on this big guy. Everything about it's top notch. The detail on the teeth and the tongue, pretty amazing. Like I said, I'll bring the camera closer at the end to show off all this stuff. I'll try to get it on this table because it's going to be interesting to try to fit it all on this table actually, but we'll try our best. I will bring, for size comparison's sake, with X Plus for this guy. GBG, gigantic burning Godzilla. And there we go. Gigantic burning Godzilla. And my custom Kong for sizing sake. Go. This Kong is just amazingly big. He's got wide scale because his arms are outstretched, and it's just a really awesomely done figure. Now, I will try to bring forward Kong's gigantic protagonist in the film, to scale with this Kong I have made. And that would be the Ramarak, the giant Ramarak scale with Kong. It scales pretty well with him, I think. giant Kong. I might as well get a giant Ramarak to go with it to match it. So I asked Mark, could we do it? And he really did a good job on this Ramarak, actually. The detail's amazing in the mouth and stuff. Paint job's excellent. Really, really nicely done sculpt. I'll move Kong back. Between here with Godzilla, so a lot of people have the gigantic burning Godzilla. So the scale will be familiar to them. There you have it. He's pretty much almost as tall, within an inch probably, of the GBG. With his mouth open and everything, but it's a really cool project. I like how he winded up his tail, because it would have been a nightmare trying to set him on the shelf. It would have been very stretched out, I think. But yeah, it's really nicely done. Sculpt. And I love this thing, actually. It's the detail. He really nailed the mouth detail, in my opinion, on this Ramarak. It's really awesome. Did a really, really, really good job on it. But the movie I liked it better than Godzilla 2014. And I think the upcoming movie in 2 weeks, King of the Monsters, is going to outdo Skull Island by quite a bit. Because we got the classic monsters. I'm really looking forward to that. And then, of course, next year, Godzilla and Kong will finally face off again. And I'm really hoping after that it continues. Mark just did a really good job on this Ramarak. Everything about it is really top notch. But yeah, I can't wait. I hope the Monsterverse continues. But as of right now, I do love Kong Skull Island. It's a great, fun action kaiju movie. Highly recommend you watch it if you haven't seen it. I think you'll enjoy it. And that's why I got all these sculpts made from that movie, because I'm just a true fan of it. So I will momentarily bring the camera forward and show all this stuff up close, hopefully. And I appreciate everyone watching. This is Phil, the Kaiju King, from my collection room in Greater Cincinnati. And if you hold on, I'll bring the camera closer. And I appreciate y'all, and have a good day.
Sounds neat. Okay. Look, I just made that name up. I'm trying to scare you. That's Kong. He's king around here. He's God to these people. Kong's a pretty good king. Keeps to himself mostly. His home. We're just guests here. But you don't go into someone's house and start dropping bombs unless you're picking a fight.
Wasn't Kong the one who killed your friend?